Halo Infinite is not in a good spot right now. This game was a huge disappointment to many people. And while a lot of people do feel that the core gameplay within Halo Infinite is solid, it's not enough to keep them playing the game, considering the abundance of issues and missing features and content. People had high expectations for this game, and although maybe they shouldn't have, considering 343's awful track record, I do understand why they would have expected more out of this game, because it was in development for 6 long years. And I know there's talk about a big chunk of the game had to be scrapped or something like that. That doesn't matter. That's still 6 years of development. Halo Infinite did not turn out to be the game it should have been. And I see some people saying that this game is going to be great in about a year. But if it takes a year, how great is it really? Like, considering we've had Halo games that were fantastic at launch, then how can you consider a Halo game great if it takes a year post-launch to become great? But I do understand the point they're making, that Halo Infinite will be in a much better spot in about a year, which it absolutely should be. But that obviously does not excuse the lack of features and content in this game at launch. It doesn't excuse the abundance of issues. It doesn't excuse BTB being broken for as long as it has been. Now, Halo Infinite has officially been out for about 2 months now. A little longer than that if you consider the beta period to have been the launch of the game, whatever. And by now, many of us understand the issues with this game. We know what's wrong with it, we've experienced the bugs, we know the content that is missing. So for me to make a video like this, it might seem a little redundant, reiterating the same talking points that you guys have probably heard time and time again. But I just really want to emphasize just how much of a disaster this game actually is. So many people have already lost interest with the Halo game that has been in development for 6 years, and it's only been about 2 months post-launch. And people are growing tired of this game for a multitude of different reasons, whether it's the lack of a progression system, no Forge, broken custom games, no co-op campaign, a terrible ranking system, bad team balancing, high ping games, desync, cheaters, not being able to find a game in big team battle because it's broken, a shitty customization system, the maps aren't that great, lack of content, lack of updates. Just the other day, the seasonal roadmap and an update on co-op and Forge got delayed. So they basically delayed an update about future updates for this game. And with this game being in the disastrous state that it currently is in, delaying a roadmap is not a good look at all. It just looks extremely pathetic and incompetent. I did not want this game to fail. I really didn't. And I'm not saying that this game has no path to success, but I don't think the future of this game looks that promising. In my opinion, the best course of action for 343 at this point is transparency. None of that fake bullshit transparency. No. Real transparency. Like when Joseph Staten tweeted the other day about how they are delaying the update on Co-op and Forge and the seasonal roadmap. Tell me why. I mean, they say because they need more time, but they always say that. We need more time, we need more time, we need more time, we need more time. Why do you need more time? What the hell happened? What is going on? And when you announce that things are going to be delayed, it would be wise to at least show us something. Give me something. Don't just leave us completely in the dark. Yeah, this is delayed, we need more time. This is delayed, we need more time. This is delayed, we need more time. We need more time. That is not real transparency. Like back before Halo Infinite had launched, when they announced that Halo Infinite would not have a XP progression system. They said something along the lines of, we know people want this, we want it too, but doing it right will take time. There's that time again. That is not real transparency. That's just giving us the runaround. Instead of telling us it's going to take time, tell us why the Halo game of 2021 with 6 years of development is not launching with an XP progression system, but Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4, and Halo 5 did with less development time. And they said bringing a progression system into the game is their top priority. So again, how is something that is your top priority, how does that not make it into the game at launch when the game's been in development for 6 years? And what exactly do they mean when they say doing it right will take time? Does that mean this is going to be the best progression system we've ever seen in a Halo game? I mean, Halo 3 set the bar pretty high with that one. But regardless, I think people would have preferred Halo Infinite launch with any progression system from either Halo 3, Reach 4, or 5 than no progression system at all. And here we are about 2 months post-launch and still no progression system. I mean, there's still a lot of things we don't have with this game. There's still a lot of things that are broken. And it's just, every time I think about the things that this game is missing and the issues that it has, it blows my mind every time. I mean, I did have low expectations for this game, but 343 couldn't even meet them. Now, another thing I think 343 needs to focus on going forward to redeem themselves is to make sure that when these features and this content does make its way into the game, make sure it's the best we've ever seen. That means Forge needs to be better than ever. Co-op should be better than ever. The progression system better than ever. If and when Firefight does make its way into the game, make sure it's better than ever. But I don't think that is going to be the case. I have a strong feeling that co-op campaign will only be 2-player, and I've been saying that since they announced co-op won't be in for launch. I could be wrong, but I do have a feeling it will be 2. Who the fuck knows if we'll ever get Firefight. Theater mode is currently in the game, but it's broken beyond belief. Like, I just can't even put into words all the things that I experience when I'm in that theater mode. And that's a little worrisome, isn't it? Like, co-op and Forge are not in the game because they're not ready. But theater is in the game. So does that mean they thought that awful monstrosity of a theater mode is ready? Because if that's what they consider ready, then that doesn't give me much hope for co-op and Forge and everything else that is coming later on when it's ready. And have they even addressed the theater issues in Halo Infinite? I haven't seen it anywhere. Maybe they have, but it seems like they've been pretty quiet when it comes to theater in Halo Infinite. Now, yeah, I guess, I mean, they do have more pressing issues that they need to fix with the game, sure, but they could still be more vocal on other areas of the game. Honestly, they might not have any intention at all of improving Halo Infinite's theater mode. I mean, that might just be it. That might have been the best they can fucking do, because it clearly has a ton of bugs, and yet it's still launched with the game. I mean, 343, they're always saying ready when it's ready, ready when it's ready, and theater mode is so far from ready. After every theater film that I watch, I have to quit the game and relaunch it to watch another theater film. I can't watch 2 different theater films without having to quit the game, or else I get this message. Like, that is beyond unacceptable. I mean, how is that in the game? How is that even close to ready when I have to quit the game after every theater film I watch if I want to watch another one? That's so far from ready. And when you're actually in the theater film, you experience a ton of different issues. One of the most noticeable issues is the fact that your reticle will not be on a player you are shooting at, even though when you were in that actual game playing, your reticle was on the player. So there's this inaccuracy of your reticle placement. It does not show up in the same places in the theater film that it did in the actual game. There are times where I'm cycling through the players in the game and certain players' names do not show up. And it cycles through the names in this weird random order. If you skip over a name by accident and then go back to that name, sometimes it won't even be the name you just passed. It'll just be a different name. A lot of times outlines don't work. Players' names won't appear properly above their head at times. You can't bring up the scoreboard through a theater film. Sometimes the kill feed fucks up and doesn't display things correctly. Sometimes enemy outlines will appear blue and my teammate outlines will appear red, even though I have teammates set to blue and enemies set to red. Regardless of what map and game type I'm playing, every time I press start in a theater film, it tells me I'm playing Arena Slayer on Bazaar. I also get these weird colorful flickers when I have the start menu pulled up in a theater film. And there's various other issues as well. And again, the reason I'm focusing so much on theater mode right now is because it's in the game. It's here. Forge isn't, co-op isn't, firefight isn't. There's a lot of other things that aren't, but theater mode is here, and it's this fucking broken. And if 343 is all about waiting until things are ready, until they bring them into the game, then it's kind of worrisome that theater mode is in the game right now in the awful, disastrous state that it is in. Because that fucking shit isn't ready. I mean, if theater mode's in the game when it's that fucking broken, then give me your current fucking build of Forge. Put that in the game. Give me the current state of co-op, firefight if you're working on that. Just throw that all into the game. Because theater mode is broken beyond belief. Give me that shit too. And something else that is currently in the game right now are custom games. And custom games also have a lot of issues and missing settings. I mean, there's settings that were present in Halo CE back in 2001 that are not in Halo Infinite. Currently in Halo Infinite, you cannot save custom game types that you create. I mean, you can, but once you start up the game, it disregards all the custom settings you made and it's just default settings. And the most prevalent custom game related issue I've ran into is teams getting mixed up when you start the match. So for example, you could have 4 players on Team Eagle and 4 players on Team Cobra, and once you start the match, the teams get mixed up. So players that were on Team Cobra before the custom game started, they might be on Team Eagle once they get into the match. So that's just another one of many strange bugs present in this game. So again, just to reiterate, I think 343's best course of action going forward is real transparency, be more vocal. Don't just say things are getting pushed back because we need more time. Nah, be more specific. What exactly is going on? Why is this happening? Tell us what is the current state of co-op right now, and Forge, and progression systems, and everything else. Stop leaving the community in the dark. And the other thing I think 343 should focus on is making sure that these missing features and modes are better than they've ever been when they finally do make their way into the game. Now, although there is a lot of things wrong with this game, a lot of things missing in this game, the gameplay is fun, and a lot of people have reiterated this time and time again, although, you know, I question how fun the gameplay actually is when the desync is as bad as it is, because, I mean, we say the gameplay's fun, and I mean it is, but the desync is really bad, and it's not that fun when you're getting shot around walls over and over and over and over again. But when everything's working like it should, that core gameplay is fun. And I've been saying that since the first flight of Halo Infinite that I played before the game launched. And I'm still saying that now, and so are a lot of other people. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Gameplay is very important. It is. But so are the other aspects of the game. And with those other aspects being in such a bad state or just completely missing, I gotta say, I fucking hate this game in its current state. I'm going on record saying that right now. I fucking hate Halo Infinite with the way it is currently. I cannot stand this fucking game. I'd rather play Halo 4 or Halo 5. I like Halo Infinite's core gameplay more than I do the gameplay of Halo 4 and Halo 5, but if I'm looking at those games as a whole and everything they have to offer, yeah, I'd take Halo 4 and Halo 5 over this piece of shit called Halo Infinite. Now, some people are going to think that I am contradicting myself by saying that. Some people are going to say, oh, this is the Halo cycle. So let's talk about that. No, I am not contradicting myself in any way. And no, this is not that, made up Halo cycle thing that people like to talk about. And for those of you who don't know what this whole Halo cycle thing is people speak about, it's basically the idea that people who hate a Halo game at launch will later praise that game after a newer Halo game has released. And I'm not going to make the claim that nobody has followed that pattern that the Halo cycle lays out, but I'm willing to bet not for 99.9% of Halo fans, the Halo cycle does not pertain to them. I think for most people, the things that they hated about Halo Reach at launch, they still hate now. The things they hated about Halo 4 at launch, they still hate now. And the things they hated about Halo 5, they still hate those same fucking things now. And when I say that I rather play Halo 4 and Halo 5 than Halo Infinite, that's not me saying those are good Halo games. No, I still hate them as Halo games. I just rather play them than Halo Infinite with the current state that it is in. And back when I played the Halo Infinite flights, I did say Halo Infinite is better than Halo 4 and Halo 5, but I was clearly talking about the gameplay, which I stand by. I do think the Halo Infinite gameplay, the shooting, the weapons, the equipment, the movement, I like that more than Halo 4 and Halo 5's gameplay. So that has not changed either. And some people might think I went through this honeymoon phase. No, the things that I liked about Halo Infinite during the flights and at launch, I still like those things now, which again is pretty much just the gameplay. So I have remained pretty consistent with my opinions on this game. By saying I rather play Halo 4 and Halo 5, that is not the Halo cycle, that is not a contradiction in any way. Nah, that's just what happens when you release a game with this many issues and a scarcity of content. And also the cheating, you gotta take that into consideration as well. I match cheaters all the time in Halo Infinite. I don't remember matching any cheaters back when I played Halo 4 and Halo 5. And yeah, I understand those games launched on console and it's easier to cheat on PC, but regardless of that, I wasn't matching cheaters in Halo 4 and 5. And I match cheaters all the fucking time in Halo Infinite. So that is a very valid reason why I would say I'd rather play Halo 4 and Halo 5. Well guys, that's pretty much it for this one. I am so uninterested in Halo Infinite right now. And, I will say that is one thing that I didn't really anticipate. I didn't think I'd get this bored of the game this soon. Although, back when I played the flights, I did say that maps, multiplayer maps, have a big influence on how much I enjoy a game. And I really dislike the multiplayer maps in this game, and we're going to save that for another video. I also said progression systems and ranking systems, those are things that keep me playing a game long term. And this game doesn't have a progression system, and the ranking system is the worst I've ever seen in any video game ever. So it makes complete sense why I am bored of this game right now. Anyways, we're going to end it there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.